something in my bucket list to help remind you of something to look forward to. Greetings, my children, and welcome to 2020. We've made it to the next decade, and I know there's a lot of negative news coming out of these last few days. We have people making memes about World War III, and we have bushfires going on in Australia. So instead of covering those things, I initially was going to cover those things. I want to do something a little bit more positive. So I came across a game on Steam called Kind Words, lo-fi chill beats to write to. And I will receive anonymous letters from people who are going through struggles and that just want to put out some letters into the ether for people to respond to. And I think that's the type of positivity that 2020 needs to start with. Some good old-fashioned positive light in the atmosphere. So I want to reply to a few of these letters. I'm hoping that's how it works, and I hope that these people get a chance to read what I write. And I'm hoping to make some people laugh and feel a little bit better. Just to make someone's day. It doesn't have to help them for the rest of their lives, but I just want to put out some kindness. Some kindness. I think that's what we need right now, is a little bit of kindness. So let's get started. Okay, so I have the game loaded up. I'm gonna go ahead and get started here. So cool. I don't know what to expect. I'm going in blind. So if there are any parts that are lengthy, I'll skip them. Hello, I'm Ella, and I'm new in town. I'm your new mail deer. I'm your first mail deer? My job is to carry letters back and forth between people who need cheering up. Which is only everybody. I mean, he has a point. She has a point. Because everyone gets sad or scared. I'm even a little nervous about my new job here. I don't suppose you'd write me an encouraging note, please? Then I'd deliver it to myself and feel better at my job. Alright, so this is a little bit of practice first. We'll write to the deer first. Dear dear, I'm so excited for you. Just think of... So that's the rubric. So I won't be a smartass in this. This will be my only smartass letter. When it comes to actual people, then I'll start writing some legitimate stuff. Alright, so you hold a special place in my heart. If you need me to beat up any predators in the area, feel free to call TheMentok. I totally got your back. In the meantime, please be a deer and deliver my mail promptly. What a kind letter. Thank you. Before I register you at the post office... I'm changing Ella's voice. Before I register you at the post office, I need to make a couple things super clear. Kind Words is full of real people talking about real problems. This is not a place for mean jokes, bullying, or flippant responses. It's like... the flippant part. It's like they know me. Also, this isn't a place to meet people. Don't share any identifying details or links. Okay, so I guess I can't advertise my channel. I do what I can to keep this a safe, caring place, but I'm only one deer. You may run into a jerk or some bad advice. Please report them. If you're ready to be kind and receive kindness in return, please sign here. Yes, sir. Ma'am, my name is Ella. Nice to meet you, TheMentok. Give me a second to register you with the post office. All set. Now, if you want letters, all you have to do is ask for them. Maybe you're worried about something just like I was with this job. It can be scary, but don't be afraid to ask people for help. Maybe I'll write my own at the very end of this video. But for right now, we're all about helping people. That's what this channel is about. I feel like I don't care for any of my relatives. I just don't feel alright being around them. I don't sympathize with their ideas, and sometimes I feel shame. Sometimes I feel pity for them. One day I will lose one of them and I will feel nothing. I don't really know if I want to take the route of providing advice or just kind words. And I think maybe I'll start with kind words. A lot of people sometimes will write things and not really want someone to tell them how to feel or what to do. They just want to put it out there and know that someone's there listening. So let's go with that. So see, there you go. Remember, you can't solve everyone's problems, but you can always let people know you hear them and they're not alone. Oh, and while people can't reply to your letter, they can say thank you with a sticker. So this first letter will be for F. Dear F. So what I'll do is think out the letter, write it, and then cut to the final letter and read it to you guys. Alright, so I did my best with this one. That was a dark one to start with, but Dear F. It's a difficult feeling knowing that you can't sympathize with the relatives around you. I think it is honorable that you've identified that you feel this way. It may sound cliche, but understanding that you feel this way is a step forward. Whether you eventually grow closer to your relatives or not, just know this doesn't make you any less of a person. Best of luck, TheMentok. And I know some of my statements may be a little controversial and on the fence here, but this is not meant to solve a problem. It's meant to show that someone is listening. So leave any comments below if you identify with any of these people or if my comments seem a little insensitive. That's what this is all about, right? Send. And I hope F feels a lot better. Ella makes fire mixtapes. Okay. Oh, does this mean this video is gonna get copy struck? Whatever, it's fine. Demonetize this video. I'm doing something good for you guys. This sounds dumb, but I've been speaking to this boy on Snapchat, and I'm not sure if he enjoys talking to me or not. I always have to text first, but when he texts me back, he seems nice about it. I just don't want to feel like I'm bothering him. I think this is a simpler one to deal with versus issues with family, since this is the early stages of someone's crush. Let's see what we can provide Jay here. Dear Jay, in all honesty, there could be many reasons why you always have to text first. He may be too shy or not interested. The important thing is to understand where you'd like this to go. Dating, friendship, Snapchat friends, and to be upfront about that intention. Once you've done this, the response from the person speaks volumes. Wishing the best of luck, TheMentok. And this is a bit of a controversial statement, but being back and forth in the dating realm myself, I've realized it's just best to be upfront. Otherwise, you end up in situations that you don't really want to be in, like friend zone or, or better yet, like in a relationship that you never wanted to be in the first place. I'm not saying that happened to me, but some people do end up dating people that they feel sorry for. And I think it's always best to be honest about your intentions with some other person that you want to be, some other person in their relationship with you. So in this case, I think beating around the bush sometimes will lead you to situations where it's not best for either person. I just think honesty is the best medicine in this case. Alright, so we're shipping this out. Another child happy out there. I'm making an impact on the world. This is awesome. Here we go. Another one. I lie a lot to spare people's feelings, especially when they ask me to do things that make me uncomfortable or anxious. Thinking about telling the truth physically hurts sometimes, and I can start tearing up. What's wrong with me? Okay. This one is something I encounter a lot with other people. Okay. Dear N, it is great that you are thinking about the feelings of others, even if it is a lie. I hope that you're not too hard on yourself. With that said, honesty is important when communicating with others, and normally can lead to better situations than if you told a lie in the first place. I hope one day you find the strength to be able to be more honest with people. TheMentok. And I hope it doesn't sound like I'm scolding him too much at the end when I say this. But I really think it's. Let's take a very small example. Let's say that a friend invites you to a party or a friend invites you out, and you don't want to go, but you don't want to hurt their feelings and say no. And you tell them a lie and said, "Oh, I'm going out of town, or I'm sick, or I have to do this for my parents." You have to stick with that story, stay with that story, keep everything in mind just to keep this person happy. And I really don't think life should work that way. You should be able to be upfront and honest with people. Sorry, man, I just really don't feel like going out today. And it's just a load off your chest when you say it to these people. Like, I just think that it just leads to much better situations when you're honest that way. And if that person flips out, maybe that person needs to be checked. You know what I mean? Instead of you having it on your conscience that you lied to somebody. So, just keep that in mind. Mentok Tips 2020. We're out here. We're changing the world! Here's one from E. So I had to break up with someone I still loved because the distance was killing me. We're friends now, but they still text me all the time and it makes me so anxious. I think I want them in my life, but I hardly text people. If I tell them, it'll crush them. This is one of those hard situations that just require people to trust their gut. Yeah, buddy, another answer down. Dear E, I'm sorry that this breakup has been so hard. On the bright side, it is wonderful that you are both still friends. Trust your feelings, and perhaps give yourself some time to decide what is the best choice here, and what going down the path of that choice will require. I hope that you both heal and grow to be at peace, regardless of the decision made. Best of luck, TheMentok. There's no easy answer for this type of situation. Breakups are hard. I had to go through a rough one myself. And at first you feel like nothing will ever be the same. You feel like you've just completely lost someone and you don't know how to cope. Just living life is very difficult, depending on the breakup. Some people break up with people and they don't care. But when you're really, really involved with someone and then you have to say goodbye, that is the toughest, sometimes the toughest decision to make, or the toughest decision to bear, depending on who does what. So again, there's no easy answer for this, and it just requires them to either come to an understanding that it won't work out because of the distance, or that they're going to suck it up and try and work on it, and maybe this person can improve their texting skills to cope, so changing the world, sending another one. All right, I may do 2 more. This is kind of addicting. All right, I tend to overthink about everything to the point it will always get me to a sad conclusion. How can I stop thinking so much about every little thing that happens to me? This person's asking for advice, so I can provide this. I have an overreactive mind as well. Not saying that I have to relate to every single problem with these letters, but Dear D. Alright, Dear D. Overthinking can lead to some dark thoughts, huh? I think engrossing yourself in a hobby that you enjoy or discovering a new one can truly keep your mind busy and not jumping to conclusions. Talking to others you trust regarding the things that you're thinking about may ease your worries as well. I truly hope things get better. Best of luck, TheMentok. We're gonna add a sticker to that bitch and send. Boom. Making people happy, one letter at a time, son. So regarding this response, I can speak from a personal perspective. I spoke of a breakup last letter, and things like that really gets your mind overreactive. When bad things are happening, or you just don't feel content with the place you are, you start to overthink things. I mean, that's just me in particular, but maybe other people feel a different way. I think YouTube has helped me a lot in finding something that I truly enjoy, because I've been editing videos for quite some time, but I never put it toward a medium or a platform like YouTube. And putting it out there and seeing people enjoy it, that makes my mind go from one place to another. Like, I'm at peace when I'm here recording and editing. I'm not thinking about what's going on outside these walls. Like, I'm worried about putting out the best content, something that I enjoy and what, my subscribers would enjoy. And I think that's just one example of a possible hobby or like, a side gig that can help you overcome situations like that. And the second part of the response was talking to others. Like, when I'm around people and I feel like something is just super, it's stressing me out all the time. And when I feel super engaged by something that I'm overthinking about, and I just talk to somebody and say, hey man, like, this has been bothering me all day. That person may have a response to you and just make you feel so much better. Like, why are you even worried about that? That's not that big of a deal, man. Like, this happens all the time. Like, even at work, I get tons of emails all the time, and I feel like I got to speak to everybody. I got to get to everybody. And I have older coworkers that are like, man, hey, if you stress out over emails, you're gonna drive yourself insane. You're not a doctor. You're not in your life. Someone's life isn't in your hands. So don't stress it like that's the case. And that's helped. You know what I mean? That's helped. So just want to put that out there. Another person happy. All right, N. Tell me something in your bucket list to help remind you of something to look forward to. One of mine is to travel to as many countries throughout my lifetime and explore the different cultures. New. All right, weeb. No, I'm just kidding. Let's respond to this. This is a pretty cool letter, actually. This is the first letter that's not someone's problem, which is awesome. And it's about me, so you get to learn something about TheMentok. Something in my bucket list to help remind you of something to look forward to.
Trailer shows all the juicy stuff.
She's gonna take her pants off!
Dear N, awesome letter, because it was a pretty good one. I've always wanted to rent a car and take a trip from the East Coast of the United States all the way to the West Coast with a group of irreplaceable friends. Perhaps if I get married one day, another part of my bucket list, I'll force my friends to do this for my bachelor party. Happy New Year, TheMentok. Just a little piece of me right there, guys. I don't know if I can explain that any other way, but I've always heard great stories about a road trip, especially from one side of the country to another. I've always wanted to see the roads just in the middle of nowhere, even though they probably can get pretty scary. I want to stick to those populated routes, not like that off-roading type stuff. But I'd really love to go from the East Coast to the West. It'd be awesome, and then spend some time in LA or, one of those Californian places. Make a stop in Las Vegas on the way. That sounds like a long commitment, though. For a bachelor party, that would have to be like 3 weeks. But hey, that would be amazing. Maybe just drop the car off on the other side of the country and then fly back. Sounds expensive too. Anyway, do you guys have something on your bucket list that you want to share? Put it in the comments below. I'd love to read those. And maybe one of them would be comment of the week next video, who knows. Send! Alright, last letter for me. Last letter, let's do this. Alright, this letter says, I'm a bisexual man. My father doesn't know anything about it, and I don't know if I should come out with him. Because our relationship is alright, as it is, and I'm afraid about his possible reaction. Okay. So, I'm not entitled to have this person make any type of choice regarding this. But as you know, honesty is what I've been preaching this whole time. So let's see where I can take this. Alright, finally. Dear A, This must be a really difficult scenario to deal with on a regular basis. To be honest, it wouldn't be my place to tell you what choice to make here. Just know that it is very important to be comfortable with who you are. That brings forth the most strength and wisdom in life that you can imagine. Wishing you the best of luck, TheMentok. So 2 things that I gotta address here. One, I can't really relate to this situation. So I really don't think I'm entitled to tell this person what to do. And number 2, I know that the last couple of lines here sounds very political. I mean, very politically correct and like safe. But I stand behind this 100%. It's very important to be comfortable with who you are and know who you are as a person. Growing up, I was always a very weird child. I was always very eccentric and zany, and I never was really like the cool cat amongst my elementary school friends or middle school friends, high school friends. I was never that person. But I always brought in and when you're like that and people always like, I never really got bullied, but I know some people didn't like me because of my personality. But I grew up keeping that and being true to myself, and it has allowed me to create the most genuine bonds that I can possibly keep. Friends from all walks of life have stuck with me because they know I've been true and genuine to them. So that's why I believe the last 2. It brings forth strength, knowing that people appreciate you for who you are, and it brings forth wisdom, where you can share that message to others who are struggling with identifying themselves or being themselves. So that's why I phrased it that way. And I really hope that it helps that person come to a decision of how to confront his father. That's also a very difficult situation to be in. But let's sticker this bitch and send it. Boom. Changing the world. And guys, I've really enjoyed this. I may make this a segment, a permanent segment of my channel. I do think YouTube needs some more positivity out there. And I think this is a good way of doing it. People reaching out to people, being engaged with people that you never know. This may be something that I'll stick to for a while. Let me know. Oh, I already have thanks. Someone sent thanks for the letters we wrote and some stickers. We got some more stickers to slap. Someone else sent some stickers. I honestly loved doing this. That's not just me hyping this up, gassing this whole segment up. If you guys want me to do more of this stuff, just let me know. I'm probably going to do it anyway because I enjoyed it so much. We need positivity on YouTube. On YouTube, in the world, all over. Mentok spreads love. So that will do it for my first video of 2020. My children. As always, be safe. The Prophet has spoken. Much love.